Hi, I'm Tony, and I'm going to be talking about tone today. So what is tone?
Tone, the author's or narrator's feelings or attitudes towards the subject. You can recognize tone through the author's or narrator's use of diction, syntax, figurative language, and imagery. Now let's look at a list of common tone words. Something to keep in mind is to always try to be specific when choosing a word that describes the tone of a passage, and try to stay away in particular from the word sad because it is a very broad word and it's not specific enough, so always try to look for very descriptive words.
I'm Moody. You may have already met my twin sister Tony, but we are definitely not the same. I'm going to be teaching you guys about mood.
Mood, the feelings created for the reader through the text. You can recognize the mood by the words and details an author includes. Mood is recognized through the author's/narrator's tone. And here are some common mood words. Again, try to stay away from broad words and be as specific and descriptive as possible. So now we're going to identify the mood and the tone in a poem called Starry Night by Tupac. But first, some background info about the poem. The poem was dedicated in memory of Vincent van Gogh. Today, Vincent is recognized as a famous painter. He lived in the 1800s in the Netherlands. He led a pretty miserable life. He only ever sold one painting in his entire artistic career, and he thought no one appreciated his work. He ended up depressed, and it is thought that he killed himself. But despite all of his struggles, today he's recognized as a very credible painter. Starry Night. A creative heart obsessed with satisfying this dormant and uncaring society. You have given them the stars at night, and you have given them bountiful bouquets of sunflowers. But for you there's only contempt. Though you pour yourself into that frame and present it so proudly, this world cannot accept your masterpieces from the heart. So on that starry night, you gave to us, and you took away from us, the one thing we never acknowledged, your life. So for the tone of Starry Night, we know that the tone is from the author, not the narrator. The first two lines read, a creative heart obsessed with satisfying this dormant and uncaring society. The strong diction, for example, obsessed, dormant, and uncaring, suggests that Tupac is very compassionate about the subject, which is Vincent van Gogh. And the sixth and seventh lines say, though you pour yourself into that frame and present it so proudly, this world cannot accept your masterpieces from the heart. And because we know from his background that he was also misunderstood and he felt that no one appreciated his work, we know that in these two lines, his tone comes across as understanding and relating. And lastly, for the mood of Starry Night, from the second line, this dormant and uncaring society, we know that the author is disappointed in society. And also the contrast between the fourth and fifth lines, and you have given them bountiful bouquets of sunflowers, but for you there's only contempt. And also the contrast between the sixth and seventh lines, though you pour yourself into that frame and present it so proudly, this world cannot accept your masterpieces from the heart. That, along with the diction, like contempt, proudly, and the line, this world cannot accept your masterpieces from the heart, it comes across as very sorrowful. And then also the syntax of the very last line, your life, it cuts off very quickly, and it ends with a morose and very heavy-hearted mood.